The NFL is carefully going into new areas with unmatched financial power because they want more. Imagine a worldwide show in November 2022 when 70,000 devoted football fans turned Munich into a football paradise to show how hard the league is working to win international honors. Let's get started. Before getting into detail, we have to know how a Munich crowd's viral rendition of Rural Roads redefined the collaboration. NCAA Munich fans are singing "Take Me Home, Country Roads." The video of the German crowd singing Rural Roads went viral because it demonstrated how two groups of music enthusiasts who are passionate about different genres of music can collaborate without conflict. That was one of the most unforgettable moments in Tom Brady's football career. The individual has won nearly all of the competitions available in his sport. Even though everything appears to be going smoothly, there is one more unusual twist to the story. One video describes a unique league involving Donald Trump and an elephant.
Guarantee you that Joe Biden could not answer those questions.
Okay. Oh, we're talking about him serving as president? There should be a way harder test for that.
And how they unintentionally taught association football some very significant business skills. Today, we're going to look into the interesting story of the National Football League's trip to Europe and the surprising turns that led to its tragic end. There is a major issue with American athletics. There will be 7 months between the conclusion of the Super Bowl and the start of the next season. In all of the United States sports, no games have been played for this long. When this occurred, the National Football League and television networks saw an opportunity. They could hold more spring games. They all agreed at the end of the 1980s to start conducting business in Europe. The National Football League believed that by introducing their product to a new audience, they could gain a large number of new fans and increase their revenue. Setting up shop in the business at the time was extremely profitable, and a massive market was opening up. European football was not nearly as well known back then as it is now. They also intended to launch a farm league to help nurture young players. On the other hand, the project had a rocky start. It was even difficult to decide what to call it. Donald Trump can also be blamed. The National Football League prefers to use the name International Football League, for which he purchased the rights. Because Trump refused to sell, the NFL elected to acquire the World League of American Football. The league's debut season in Europe began in 1991. Teams from the National Football League paid for it. Each team contributed $50,000 to get the World League started. The first season cost television stations more than $25 million. Furthermore, they probably never saw their money again. Even though the World League began brilliantly, on average, 25,000 people attended each of the initial games. Unfortunately, the thrill did not last long. The league lost a lot of fans and money, so the NFL decided to cancel it after the second season. Giving up, on the other hand, was out of the question. The World League is back after 2 years of renaming and preparation, but this time it will be more focused on the European continent. The National Football League then tried some bizarre tactics to persuade people to pay attention. For example, they elected to have an elephant deliver the league trophy, even though elephants are not native to either the United States or Europe. Furthermore, the tailgate parties drew a larger crowd than the games themselves. The cheerleaders were more well-known than the athletes they supported. Changing the league's name, first as the NFL Europe League and later as the NFL Europa, accomplished nothing except to demonstrate that the NFL lacks innovative leaders. Every year, an average of $500 million was spent on the project, resulting in a total loss of $30 million. After a while, the National Football League decided to call it quits. In the end, the two factors that sparked the league in the first place did not pan out. There are numerous examples of NFL players who began their careers in Europe and then excelled when they returned to the United States, winning the Super Bowl. On the other side, selling a lower level without the sport's major stars proved difficult. Not only was the quality poor, but there was no discernible direction. These games were never on par with those in the National Football League. Fans immediately realized this and shifted their focus to the NFL rather than its less exciting European sibling league. It's like trying to convince a friend to watch Major League Soccer instead of El Clasico. In contrast, the NFL has learned from its blunder. Instead of trying to sell a poor imitation, they began offering the genuine article. The NFL, their older sister, began playing regular season games in other countries the same year that the NFL Europa ceased. The first visit will be to London in 2022. It will then travel to Toronto, Mexico City, and finally Munich. Germany does not appear to be a strong choice at first glance, even though England, Canada, and Mexico are all obvious choices due to language and geography. You can't truly call them neighbors because they don't speak the same language or live in the same neighborhood. Well, what is it about Germany that captures the imagination? Germany was divided into 4 distinct territories following World War II. One of these areas was under U.S. authority. In the years thereafter, the U.S. has established over 200 military bases in Germany. The larger bases, in particular, resembled miniature representations of American towns, with American sports teams, grocery stores, and educational institutions. Germans who were interested came. Those individuals would travel to the bases and peer through the gates. The Americans would then let them inside and teach them how to play football. There was a successful cultural exchange. When the German Football League was founded, it was the first league of its kind in Europe. It has been more than 40 years since then. The National Football League Europa had 6 teams. When it terminated in 2007, 5 of them were based in Germany. All of this lays the groundwork for the 2022 National Football League Munich game, which will be the most spectacular American football game ever played in Germany. 3 million individuals requested tickets, and the organizers were able to fulfill all of them. It would be about 40 times its maximum capacity. According to a recent study, American football is the second most watched sport in Germany. Football is the most popular sport in Germany overall. A huge shout out to these 3 game changers and their exciting TV show. Their important efforts not only brought American football to Germany, but also changed how the game was played. In addition to providing expert analysis on TV and online, they have also learned the art of making the sport fun and easy for newcomers to understand. They make sure that boredom is not an option. Congratulations on making a difference in the German football scene, something that exemplifies the flaws made by the National Football League in the first place. It may be difficult to grasp the essence of American football. Still, Sebastian Vollmer was quoted as noting that despite playing the game for 2 years, he didn't know all of the rules. To put it another way, rather than adding cheerleaders and elephants to make the game more exciting, it would be preferable to focus on teaching new fans how lovely the game is. Even though it takes longer, the payoff is greater. Knowing this, the National Football League began marketing flag football as an easier option for kids and younger fans to get into football. Given that the Olympics will be held in Los Angeles in 2028, and that the National Football League is working hard to make flag football an Olympic sport, this campaign has the potential to be extremely effective. The second issue that the National Football League must address to compete with other sports is a lack of foreign stars. Consider what Yao Ming accomplished to help the NBA flourish in China. The National Football League has a solution to this problem as well. The International Player Pathway Program is what it's called. This program's major purpose is to bring in more talented players from different countries. The ultimate goal is to increase global awareness of American football. Since its inception in 2017, the company has been successful in recruiting individuals from different countries to join NFL practice squads. As a result, numerous players have been promoted to active teams. This seems to be something that the National Football League knows about. It has also been announced that more games will be held in Germany, and there are even talks about moving one brand to London for good. There is going to be a big fight between American football and association football in a city with lots of new football teams and a lot of untapped market potential. The goal should be long-term growth in sports, not just making money. If you like this video, make sure to like our video and hit the subscribe button.